Hi there, these comments are for IS or LS, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And you're doing a pronunciation pretest today. And let's go ahead and take a look at it and see how you did on this. So let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so we're going to take a look first of all, in part A, lessons 7 through 24. Okay, here we go.
Pot, boat, wrong, grow, honor, over, father, though. Pack.
Okay, my first suggestion is lesson 7, make the long vowel sound longer. Boat, grow, though, over.
Pot, map, mop, tack, talk, and on, mac, mop, bright, brown,
Okay, be careful that the consonant cluster, the R, is not bright, but bright, brown, not brown.
loyal, lie, loud, loyal, pie, pound, gate, get, late, let, made, met, blade, bled, dane, den.
Okay, and this one again, it's the longer vowel sound you need to differentiate. So you have gate, get. So make sure that longer vowel sounds longer. Late, let. All right, let's keep going.
Meet, mit, pit, pit, leap, lip, sit, sit, heat, hit, look, luke.
Okay, so we have a pattern. So it looks like in lesson number 7, 10, and 11, it's the long vowel sound. So meet, met, peat, pit. So again, you need to make that longer vowel sound a little bit longer, and that will help differentiate between the long and the short vowel sound. For example, seat, sit.
Luck, took, tool, do, could, cool, match, mash.
Now that one word is tough. Believe it or not, that GH at the end of the word, in this case, it's an F sound, tough. It can be all kinds of sounds. Sometimes it's even a silent.
Cheap, sheep, future, fisher, chaff, shaft, cheer, shear, off.
So probably that CH and SH in the beginning of the word, sheep, sheep. So you can work on that particular sound, the CH and the SH, especially in the beginning of a word.
Off, half, fine, wine, fan, van, waffle.
Okay, so it's the initial, that V in the beginning of the word. So vine, van. So you're not quite pronouncing that with enough vibration.
Waver, how, habit, who, rehearse, behavior, hate, Batman, bitten, important, brighten.
Take that word, hate, hate.
Hat rack, threaten.
Okay, so in this one, I want you to focus. There's 3 vowel sounds I'm targeting here. The H, the W, the glottal stop here. So it's in the words Batman, bitten, important, brightening, hat rack, threatened. So you need to work on that glottal stop. So you will find that you'll find that sound in pronunciation lesson number 15.
Major, fragile, frazier, legend, legion, engine.
Wait a minute. Legend, these are different sounds. Legend, legion.
Azure, large, Asia, cake.
Okay, so I think that medial consonant, that palatal consonant, measure, Frazier, legion. You can work on that sound.
Cake, sink, sack, game, game.
No, wait, it's not cake. It's cake, cake.
Game, cap, gap, lake, lack, lean, rare, better, luggage, rugged, udder, right, light, committed.
Okay, so let's see. I'm going to say lesson 17. You can work on the K and the G, especially when it's at the end of the word.
pace, base, flap, flap, cap, cap, lap, lap, pay, bay.
I knew this was going to be trouble based on what you've already done on this part of the pretest, but the P, you're not pronouncing that with enough air. This is a bilabial consonant, which means there's quite a bit of air which comes out of this particular sound. But also when the P and the B is at the end of the word, notice this: flap, flab, cap, cab, lap, lab. So you have to work on distinguishing the duration of the vowels. I think the P, a voiceless consonant, typically makes the vowel which precedes it shorter. And then the B, a voiceless consonant, typically makes the vowel before it a little bit longer. That's why I say cap, cab, lap, lab.
Lice, lice, sip, zip,
So it's lice, lies.
zoo, maze, maze.
Mace, maze. So I think it's that same thing. One thing that you can learn, it's a phonological rule that we have with the English language, is when voice consonants are at the end of the word, typically the vowel sound which precedes it will be slightly longer. For example, if you say mace, maze.
Eliza, Elysia. Multiple, robot. Example, pressure. Principle, number. People, philosopher.
Okay.
Volcanism, return. Maximum, question. Summer, reason. Chasm, often. Tip, dip, cart, card. Tight, tide, train, drain.
Now that T sound, it's kind of like the P a little bit. There's some air in there. You're almost saying the T and the D as if they are the same sound, but tip, dip, cart, card, tight, tide. So you want to make sure you differentiate between those sounds, and that will greatly help your intelligibility, by the way.
Fat, fad. Team, dream.
Again,
Tide,
team, dream, fat, fad.
thigh, breath, breathe. Teeth, teeth. Through, though, worth, worthy.
Okay, so that's the end of part A, right? So I actually have some suggestions here. This is why you joined my course, right? So in terms of your intelligibility, you need to focus a lot on lesson number 7, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Also lesson number 19, 20, lesson 23 and 24. Those are the specific lessons that you want to focus on the most in order to make the biggest improvements with your intelligibility. I recommend that you go through all of my pronunciation lessons, for sure. However, focus on the ones that I just outlined in this video more, because these are your problem areas. I recommend that you go through all the exercises, especially pay attention to the voice recording exercises of the sentences and the paragraphs, which will help target the sounds that you're actually studying. If you need to, you can send me some of the voice recording practice from these lessons. You can email it directly to my email address, and I will be happy to listen to that. Just remember my basic rule is do not send more than 60 seconds of speaking or pronunciation practice on any given day. All right? And then I will make sure I provide you the comments that you need. In the next 1 minute and 20 seconds of part B, you're actually going to answer these 3 specific questions. So what is your educational background and your work history? Why is it important for you to improve your speaking and pronunciation abilities of American English? And 3, what do you hope to achieve in this course? So by answering these questions, of course, you tell me a little bit more about your specific situation, but also you give me more information about your speaking and your pronunciation of American English. It helps me understand your vocabulary, your grammar, your pronunciation, and your overall speaking fluency. So let's hear how you answer these questions. Now, at the end of this part of the video, I will give you an intelligibility score so you can understand on a scale of 1 to 7, 1 being a beginner of American English and 7 being a native speaker, you'll get a general idea where you fall on this intelligibility scale.
Part B, what is your educational background?
Notice there, you're like part B. No, it's part B. Check this out. Part B, part B. So you want to remember with the P, you need to pronounce that with a lot more air than what you're.
And your work history. I did my Masters of Physiotherapy. Even I did my Masters of Business Administration from Maharashtra government. It's a government state of Maharashtra. And I work history as a physiotherapist in various institutions in Pune, all over. Even I did my home practice also. Second.
Even I did. I'm not quite understanding that grammar. Even we use to talk about unexpected result. That's not really what you're doing there. You can say, first of all, I completed my master's in both physical therapy and in business administration. In addition, I also studied. So I think the word even, you might say, well, even if it's hot, I would still go running today, something like that. Or even though the pool is cold, I'm going swimming. So usually even, we're using that more as an unexpected result, so I don't think that's exactly the right type of grammar you're trying to use there. If I said this, even Tom is going to the movies, that would kind of imply that most of us thought that he wasn't going to go, and the fact that he is going is a surprise, so that's what we call unexpected result. Therefore, we'll say even Tom is going to the movies today. You see what I'm saying? So be careful about using something or using some form of grammar that's not, it doesn't work in the way that you think it's working, and that's going to cause you problems during the speaking section of the TOEFL exam.
What is important for you to improve your speaking and pronunciation abilities of American English?
Okay.
Yeah, I have to get my licensure from the jurisdiction of New Jersey, USA, where it is a requirement of 26 grade in a TOEFL for a speaking, 24 in writing, 18 in listening, 21 in reading. So I actually needed 89 marks in all, but specifically
Let me go back to what you just said here. Give me a quick second.
of American English. Yeah, I have to get my licensure from the jurisdiction of New Jersey, USA, where it is a requirement of 26 grade in a TOEFL for a speaking, 24 in writing, 18 in listening, 21 in reading. So I actually needed 89 marks in all, but specifically I required 26 in speaking.
Okay.
What?
All right, so you're basically saying 21 reading, 18 listening, 26 speaking, 24 writing. Very tough to do. Not easy. So what do? First of all, get a 4x6 note card. I want you to put on the note card, put TOEFL speaking 26. So every day, ask yourself, what are you doing today to improve your speaking? Remember, it's not just about completing a lot of speaking practice tests. It's about using English, speaking English, communicating clearly, competently, fluently, right? You need to be talking to people a lot. So every day ask yourself, what am I doing today to improve my speaking? Right? So if you're watching movies, that's a good idea. More importantly, talk to native speakers as much as you can. That's going to give you a lot of practice to help you improve your fluency and your intelligibility, and ultimately your TOEFL score is going to get a lot higher than what it is. All right, so let's keep.
What do you hope to achieve in this course? I expect a lot from you, sir.
All right.
And I expect a lot from my side. I can give whatever required. I have to clear this exam, and I'm very much optimistic about your course because you have framed it very well. I am hoping that I'm surely going to get 26. I am hoping to get within a month only.
It's possible, but right now, because of your non-native speaker accent, it's going to be tough. So you have to reduce that non-native speaker accent. Now, having an accent's not inherently bad in and of itself. I mean, having an accent is good, but your accent is interfering in your ability to be understood. So you have to speak more clearly, and that means getting more exposure to the language, right? Okay, now, the last thing, as I said I was going to do, I'm going to give you a score from 1 to 7, 7 being a native speaker of American English. I'm going to put you now at a 3.9 out of 7. Your goal, when you finish at least the pronunciation section of my course, your goal is to get around 3.9 out of 7. No, your goal is to get 5.1 out of 7, and that would mean that you have what we call you have a non-native speaker accent, but it's not interfering in your meaning. So these are the kinds of improvements that you want to make. All right, so now you know specifically certain vowel and consonant sounds that you want to work on in order to improve your intelligibility. Start going through these lessons. Also, start doing speaking practice. You can begin sending me speaking as soon as today or tomorrow. All right, and I will continue to provide feedback to you so you can closely monitor your progress as you go through my lessons in this TOEFL Speaking Bootcamp course.